everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to Game 57 of the tournament where we are playing Vanarus. It's turn 13, and we're going to get some answers to our questions potentially here. So we have completed Alteration 3, which is good. We've got another Firebird, also good. And Nidavanger attacks Devon. So they have consolidated their forces. We'll take a look at the actual composition here in just a second. They're going to wipe the floor with this PD. No big deal. Easy peasy. And that is that. So, looking at their composition, what are we facing? We're going to do exacts. We've got 39 Wolf Clan Reavers, 23 Nidbetheds, 29 Bear Clan Warriors, 2 Crow Clan Archers, presumably from the starting army, 2 random Lamias, which is funny, and a Seathfarer Ender, right? So, we got Magnus's crossbows. We're consolidating in Whiteport, right? It is possible. It's still completely possible that he goes, okay, well, time to get some other territory, right? But with the way that he has positioned himself so far, attacking into Uric Balcor, then hitting both of these, then consolidating in Devon, it looks like he is mostly focused on taking territory from us. I think it is a pretty decent concept that he is going to go for Whiteport. Now, I got a random kitty. Hello. Says no. He says no. He says no, but he's purring real loud. All right. Now, we are sending everything here, except we're not sending our mages because I don't think it's necessary. Honestly, I think just with the 90 Herdmen that we have coming here, I think that is enough to beat this stack. Pound for pound, Herdmen will beat Wolf Clan Reavers, they will beat the Bear Clan Warriors, and the Nidbetheds are an issue because they hit so hard and have so many lives, but they don't have a super aggressive bless, so I don't think that it's going to be enough. Adding in the heavy cav and the 70 ranged units, right? Line tribe archers and the crossbows from the mercs. The foul spawn are just there. Don't they're not gonna do anything. I feel very good about the idea that if he goes from Devon into Whiteport, we're gonna stack wipe him, and we're gonna do so handily without the need to bring a bunch of our mages into the mix. Now, if we bring our mages into the mix, it will not be handily stack wiping him. It will be brutally stack wiping him. The problem with that concept is the rest of what's going on. He has 80 enemy units up here. Again, Wolf Clan Reavers, Bear Clan Warriors, Nidbetheds. He's dropped a temple in Gentle Woods, and as we've discussed previously, he can recruit Bear Clan Warriors from anywhere, basically. Can be recruited outside forts as well, so you can recruit them pretty much anywhere. As well as the Wolf Clan Reavers. The Wolf Clan Reavers are an issue. Bear Clan Warriors are more of an issue in certain circumstances. But the point is he's got a lot of recruitment everywhere. So, if he comes from Devon into Whiteport, and we crush the stack, but we also send all of our mages, he is going to know, oh, hey, turbocharge recruitment, get to Gentle Woods. He's going to know that regardless, right? Whether we send all of our mages or not. Sending all of our mages means we're not researching anymore. That is going to be bad because I think, as much as I want this to be, this is not going to be the major battle. If it happens at all, right? Again, it might not happen. If it does happen, cool. I think we're going to win it, but I don't think it's going to be the major battle. I think what's going to be the major battle is going to be the next battle, right? What is, I would think, likely to happen is if he comes into Devon and we beat, or comes into Whiteport and we beat him here, he's going to pull together everything that he has, potentially bring some mages, march down, and try to fight us in a big battle. If we move all of our mages into Whiteport this turn, then we move all of our mages back to Vanarus next turn, that's 2 turns that we're not getting the research that we want. Which means we're not hitting Alt 4 before that big battle happens and having our mages there, unless we fight him in Whiteport and then we just sit here. Fighting him in Whiteport and just sitting here is not the way we want this to go. We want to fight him in Whiteport, crush the stack, and immediately branch out and start taking as much as we can. Because we want to increase our resources. We would like to start building a fortification in Belmar, so that we can produce more units, produce more mages, and beat him in a long-term engagement. If we try to sit around, it's not going to work out for us, right? So we're going to need to beat him here and then be very aggressive in response, take as much as we can, hold it while he amasses his forces and comes back at us, then probably try to fight defensively, like retreat back towards our capital. Again, allowing as much time for all of the resources that we can gather, and then after we have Alt 4, and maybe, depending on how long this takes, Conjuration 5, right? So Conjuration 5 will get us access to air elementals, actual air elementals, not lesser air elementals. And we have mages that can throw out air elemental. That matters, right? Being able to, right now we can only do 2, but being able to, if we're lucky, get up to like 4 or 5 air elementals summoned per turn. Now you can only really do that like twice, or not really like twice before you're fatigued out and you're not going to do it until towards the end of the battle. But if we do that, right, that can make a big difference, right? 10 air elementals on a turn, let's say 20 fight, can actually make a huge difference in the outcome of a battle. So that's the overall like general concept of what we're trying to do here. I do think that he's going to go for Whiteport. If he doesn't, we're still going to have to get aggressive with what we have in Whiteport. But the concept of going for Alt 4 and then maybe Con 5, Alt 4 definitely, and then depending on what he does, we respond from there, right? Take as much territory as we can in response, get a fortification going up in Belmar. We're in a very crunchy situation. We only have our cap. We are pushed back on a lot of provinces. We have 1 fucking Dominion strength. He could beat us just by coming to the realization that we have 1 Dominion strength, send all of his forces here, preach a bunch, and drop some temples and just hold us. And we'll be dead in 5 or 6 turns after that. So, tempered aggression is going to have to be how we play this. So, after all of that, everything else is relatively typical. We're getting more Atavis. Again, I don't like getting them, but we have the income, and the income isn't going to be enough to throw something up like a fort, which would be long-term scenario. We don't have the time to worry about long-term. So more of these. We are doing our first kind of like sneak attack into the rear. We'll see how that goes. Getting more Lion Tribe archers, more Horse Tribe cavalry, more heavy cav. Honestly, the heavy cav might be a very big play for us in the long run. So fingers crossed that, you know, putting our dollary dues into a fair amount of heavy cav could actually be a pretty big deal for us. I think that's pretty much it. We've continued conversations with Satis. I say continued. They've been very sparing, but it's basically just affirmed. Man is fucking up Ulm, and Satis is gonna try to get in there to try to do something about it, right? Not to save Ulm, but basically to be like, okay, well, Man can't have all of Ulm uncontested. If that happens, that's real bad, right? So, fingers crossed. The ultimate, like, the best case scenario is that Man... I guess the best case scenario is that Ulm is magically able to repulse both Man and Satis. And so everyone stays mostly equal. That seems extremely unlikely, so with the idea that Ulm is getting attacked by two people and is probably going to die, which could have been me, with that kind of concept, the best case scenario from there is that Man and Satis get roughly equal portions of the Ulmish lands, and they Cold War each other for a long time. For a long, long time. Because fighting against Nidavellir is not going to be quick for us. I've been praising the design of this map for the last several turns, because I think it's so cool how far apart capitals are and how much territory is allowed for each player, because obviously the map is designed, 5 players, designed to be aggressive, designed for fighting, but it is also counter-designed in the way that it's set up to make just rushing people challenging. And that hurts us in the opposite way that it helps us, because if we smash Nidavellir here, which I think we will, not just like, I know we will win the battle if he chooses to get the battle. I think he'll go for it, right? And if we win, then it's not like we can march 3 provinces and be on his capital. we gotta walk a long ways, and he can do the exact same thing to us. So this is gonna be a bit of a struggle bus, even in the best case situation. But perfect world, or a semi-perfect world, again, perfect world would be Man defends, or Ulm defends. Perfect world, Man and Satis both get a roughly equal share of Ulmish lands, and Cold War or Hot War, but like stalemate each other for a long time, while we hopefully win out against Nidavellir. That is by no means guaranteed. Fingers crossed. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody. I say bye-bye, everybody. There's so much fighting. I don't think anyone gives a fuck about Thrones right now. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.